So it's been a while since the Delta Force Alpha, and they also didn't give us much to talk about in the meantime. But with the open beta coming up next week as part of Steam Next Fest, this was expected to change. And indeed, last night we already got a short Q&A where design director Ricky Liao and publishing director Jessica Zhang answered a few questions for a website called MP First. And I'm gonna go over the most interesting points here in the video and give you a short summary of the interview, but if you want to read the full thing yourself, you can find the link to it in the description below. So they started off by explaining why they even chose Delta Force as a franchise for their game, because the series was basically dead since 2009 and I don't think anyone expected it to return. But according to publishing director Jessica, the original Delta Force game could be found in almost every internet cafe in China back in the 90s, and as a result the franchise is a childhood favorite of many Chinese gamers, including the ones that are working at Team Jade today, the studio behind the new Delta Force. So this is a project they wanted to do for quite a while already. In general, they're also happy to see more Asian studios seeing success recently and coming out of the shadows, for example with games like Stellar Blade, Lies of P or Black Myth Wukong, because this means a growing competition in the gaming industry in general and more variety of games for players. Then there was an interesting question why they chose to go with two core game modes that are so different. So Havoc Warfare as this Battlefield-like all-out warfare mode and Hazard Operations as a classic extraction mode, because both also cater to different target groups. And here they are not very clear with their answer, but they say that with Havoc Warfare they wanted to keep and honor the franchise's legacy, and with Hazard Operations they wanted to expand this by offering players a new and unique experience. Well, at least new for the franchise. And talking about this legacy of Delta Force, they were also asked what we can expect in terms of cosmetics. If they will be more grounded and realistic, or if we will also see skins similar to recent Call of Duty titles. And game director Shadow had already answered this a few weeks ago, saying that as much as they like Nicki Minaj, they don't want her to be in the game. And I think that's the best answer you can give. And of course, during the latest Q&A, this was not different, and they said again that they will focus on more grounded aesthetics that fit the Delta Force tone and style. But one thing they are currently exploring are crossovers, but these would also have to respect the visual design and overall identity of the game. So hopefully we will not see any crazy skins with laser beam eyes or burning skulls or musicians running around or whatever. Moving on, they did also evade a lot of questions during the Q&A, especially the ones that were targeted towards the console and mobile versions of the game. So for example, why we haven't seen any footage yet, or when we can expect a console beta and so on. And to all of these questions, the answer was always, our team is hard at work on the console and mobile versions, and we will share more information when the time is right. So again, absolutely nothing here and not even a small hint for us. What they answered though is the question if Delta Force will be playable on last gen consoles and how crossplay will work for that with current gen PC and mobile. And for the first part of the question, they said yes, Delta Force will still be available for last gen consoles, so PS4 and Xbox One. But since it takes extra time to optimize the game for these systems, it will not be released at the same time as the versions for current gen consoles. I'm honestly not a friend at all of still bringing new games to these old consoles, because we've already seen how poorly Battlefield 2042 ran on them, and this was 3 years ago. And I always feel like having to optimize your game for these old consoles as well actually blocks the game's potential. However, as for crossplay, they only said that we can expect something similar to how this works with other popular titles. So I guess mobile will only have crossplay with mobile, old gen consoles will be matched with each other, and the third pool is PC and current gen together. I just hope that they either add input-based matchmaking or an option to turn crossplay off, because I'm really not a fan of this forced crossplay between PC and consoles. What might also become a problem, and that's another question from the Q&A, are cheaters, since the game is free to play. And here they said that during the closed alpha, their anti-cheat system already intercepted more than 11,000 cheating attempts, and that they issued over 3,500 10-year bans. So even in the alpha, where you needed a key and an invitation to test the game, it was already massively targeted, but at least they're taking taking action. However, they're not considering IP bans at the moment, since some players sharing IP addresses, but for repeat offenders, they have more severe measures in place, including hardware bans. So they're not simply banning your account and then you can do it over and over and over again. If you get caught multiple times, the measures will be more strict. And once the console versions have dropped and controller support on PC is live, they will also target players using devices like Xim or Chronos. Let's hope all of this helps to keep the game as cheater-free as possible, because they also know that this is an uphill battle, but they said that they will keep fighting. It's not like they have a choice anyhow. And then one last question they were asked was why the game has so many striking similarities to Battlefield 2042, and if this was made specifically to capture the Battlefield audience. And to this they replied that they have been making Delta Force for 4 years, and the game has seen many iterations with tweaks to its visual design and UI, but ultimately they decided on a near-future art style to offer players a fresh spin on the Delta Force experience while providing excellent readability and immersion through the UI. Because rather than targeting a specific player base, they aim to meet the expectations of both new and long-time Delta Force fans. So they didn't really answer the question, but that was to be expected, I guess. And that was it for the Q&A. If you haven't played Delta Force yet and you want to try it out, be sure to check out their open beta during Steam Next Fest that runs from October 14th to the 21st. And this time really everyone on PC can play, and not only the ones with a key or an invitation. We should also see new modes and maps dropping for this, and surely a lot of changes and improvements. But I'm gonna give you more details about this once the time has come. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on anything, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman, and you are awesome.